Brodes Media.
Oh, it is a lovely day. Oh, we're going to have fun talking about the birds. Ew, they're so sick. Before we get into all the action, bookies.com is the greatest tool if you are a sports bettor. Now, what if I told you you can get the best sign-up bonuses, in the world? Bookies.com/Brodes. If you click the link down below in the description, it will bring you to all of the online sports books available for you and who has the best sign-up bonuses that you can take advantage of so you can sprinkle around some cash, so you can throw down some bets. And why wouldn't you ever want to maximize all of the fresh opportunities that you can in the online sports betting space? So if you click the link down below in the description, you can see all the sign-up bonuses and odds. There's also stats that help you bet smarter. Oh man, I don't know how to read. And expert picks from some of the best handicappers you'll find anywhere. So if you click the link down below in the description, it will help out my relationship with bookies. Make sure you do that. I love you all so much to death. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. You can take me on the road with you. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, search Sports Talk with Brodes. Okay, I'll shut up. Thank you. You're the best. Appreciate it. And enjoy the show. Victory Monday. Let me tell you something about a Victory Monday. It's the fucking best. It's the best. The coffee tastes even better. Coffee's the best in the world as it is. It somehow elevates. It somehow tickles my nuts. When a Monday rolls around, it's around 8, 9 a.m. It's crispy outside because we're ready for Christmas. And the birds are rolling through 8 dubs. They bring the physicality to Baltimore, where the Ravens didn't even know that it was possible to have another gear. They thought they had the top end all be all. That's what they thought they had. Now they're realizing, oh shit. Wait a second. That's championship caliber. That's, I'm going to maul you. And in the fourth quarter, Saquon is hitting prime Saquon. So let me get this straight. The defense is clearly diminishing each snap. And Saquon's going in the complete opposite direction where he's finding his groove. There is no one in the world that has a formula that can truly stop this brand and this sustainable way of winning football games. I don't see a team out there. This is gnarly. This is something that people don't see. And the amazing part is, everything we're describing right now, the tier that this offense is in when they run for 4 quarters, the full game. Look at the full game. It is a gross way of winning. It is nasty work. It's that tough football nails. That's what it's about, being nails. It's real. It's legit. As great as it is, the defense is doing the same damn thing. Washington, LA, now what we just witnessed against the Ravens, these point per game numbers and these numbers in general that Vic Fangio is giving up, that's otherworldly. A lot of these touchdowns at the end are super trash and irrelevant. It's even better than the numbers indicate, is my point. They're playing so great that even the numbers that are great as is, they're great numbers. It's even better than that. Lamar Jackson looked confused, running to the sidelines multiple different times. The cameras showed that he was getting angry and pissed off. He was getting bothered, whether he was upset with himself, whether he's upset with receivers, whether he's upset because Justin Tucker misses his 900th, 700th, 500th kick in the season. You know what I mean? Jesus, spit it out. But you get my point. They're doing it on both sides, and the leadership is stepping up. C.J. Gardner-Johnson is who brought the entire sideline together and started to get everybody where they needed to be set at. No? After that dialogue, after that talk, after that communication, they were set. They were good to go. You're down Brandon Graham. You're down Darius Slay. You're down very important pieces to who is vocal on this team. Who has minutes logged in, snaps logged in. And C.J. Gardner-Johnson is rallying. Someone has to do it. And not only does someone have to do it, but it has to hit. It needs to actually stick. It needs to motivate. Sometimes guys in the room do it, but you know the person next to you kind of just like, nah, that wasn't it. It was a good attempt, but not really. But that wasn't it. It's actually forming what's expected. And to Nick again, good for you. Good for you. Enjoy it, because you deserve it. I know job's not done. I know after the game he said we're right back to business, and there was a good response from the room because they all have their eye on the prize. Okay, they all have the same goal in mind. They're hungry. They're determined. They want it bad. They do. Double-digit lead. Super Bowl against the Chiefs. Double-digit lead. Super Bowl at halftime against the Chiefs. Double-digit lead. Jalen Hurts, Pat Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs. I believe there is this collage that nonstop plays in Nick's head, in Howie's head, and in Jalen's head. Howie Roseman, I'll never forget that press conference for the first time after they did not win that championship. Howie Roseman looked so defeated. He looked so down. He looked so sad. He looked so heartbroken because I feel he thought I had a second one coming. And knowing what that awful taste like is in their mouths, man, they are bringing piss and vinegar. It's just what they do. And Nick Sirianni, he has this squad playing so physical. They just brought it to the Ravens. It's a big deal. It's a huge deal. And the last 3 games have been a big deal. Washington, good team. Rams, good team. Ravens, great team. The Eagles are 3-0. How about this crazy stat from Dave Zangara? All right. Ravens have allowed 63 yards. That's the highest person to run against them this year, which was Najee Harris. And Saquon had 63 yards in the fourth quarter on Sunday. So the most any running back in 4 quarters of play, 1, 2, 3, and 4, added up, combined, 63 yards. Saquon in the fourth quarter alone, when it's winning time, had 63 yards. He finished with 107 for the day. He cleaned up in the final frame because nobody has what it takes physically, conditioning-wise, to hold up. And once again, the flip side is, look at our defensive tackle, Jalen Carter. Look at the snaps he's playing, and look at what he's doing in those snaps. This level of dominance is all-time. What Jalen Carter's doing. All-time defensive tackle dominance. All-time. So what lanes are opening up all throughout the defensive pressure because of the attention of, this kid cannot do it again. I'm sorry. We have to put every single set of eyeballs on this guy because if not, we're screwed. And even when you do put everybody's eyes on him, you're screwed. He's everywhere. It's so hard to even go through talking about all the players that performed so well because then I'd have to talk about 53 men. Even our punter is getting the love for fantastic punting and pinning the Ravens back. This is one of the most insane offenses in NFL history heading into this game. They're putting up numbers that are in a different planet. And what happens? Lamar Jackson showing that he's angry, showing that he's mad, showing that he's upset, showing that he's pissed. Because nothing's clicking, nothing's working. They're so used to being able to hit that gas pedal and vroom down the street. The problem is the road's closed. There's traffic cones everywhere. And you're too much of a little bitch to barrel through. Because when you try to barrel through, here's Landon Dickerson, Cam Jurgens, Mekhi Becton. I love Mekhi Becton. I can't even compare this O-line to other O-lines because I'm a prisoner of the moment. But I remember Brandon Brooks at right guard and how much he would pancake human beings every week. And now Mekhi Becton's over there. And this line is so dominant. It's so dominant. We do have a little bit of upsetting news after this game, though. Looks like Dallas Goedert is going to be week to week with a knee, and that's no good. This guy is a Band-Aid right now. I mean, there's just no sugarcoating it. I love Dallas Goedert. He's a phenomenal tight end, but let's be honest, he has a very difficult time staying on the field. I feel every single year we're talking about something happening, whether it's his fault or not. Someone pulls you down by your tricep or pulls you down by your shoulder on the sidelines and then something happens, then yeah, I mean, it's not your fault. I'm not saying it is, but I'm telling you that he's missing way too much time to rely so much into him. I like what Alcantara has done when you needed to utilize him in a pinch. I do think that he's done some good things. I'll tell you what. I just wonder about where this Dallas Goedert experience goes because there's no way in hell I could put a full ton of faith in his availability. When he's on the field, though, it helps this team like no other. It's just a reality, though. So, I saw some clips. I saw some Colin Cowherd stuff. I saw some Get Up stuff. I saw other ESPN shows and, just a lot of the daily people who throw out what happened after Sunday. And nationally, that is. And I saw one from Dan Orlovsky. And it was a video package of Jalen Hurts utilizing the no huddle and his ability to go up to the line to see exactly what the defense is throwing his way, and then from there make a decision on what he's going to tell his teammates and what he's going to communicate to do. So without huddling everybody up, I'm referencing this because there's a crowd out there that says he doesn't know how to read a defense at all. I never thought it was that. I just thought there was a disconnect somewhere. But you don't go from the year that you had in 2022 to just not knowing how to read a defense. Here he is, in game, in crunch time, in big moments, need a drive, gotta have it. He's reading and reacting. And it's not perfect every play. We know that. There were only a handful of good drives throughout the game, but the consistency of the decision-making by Jalen Hurts throughout that no huddle is why they were able to succeed and win the football game. It's a big deal. Once again, it's a big deal. So I want to make sure that gets the love as well. A lot of reasons to be happy. A lot of reasons to be excited. And I can't wait for Sunday. Even though it's against the Carolina Panthers, there's something about their all-business attitude that is truly remarkable. And it's a really relatable way to sort of have your personality. I love their personality as a team. It's very easy to connect with. It's very easy to love. This city... See, this is why when Jonathan Gannon was here and the team was built to have a bunch of sacks, right, and their line was amazing, there was still something awkward and weird about that. No, I mean, you'd be lying. Even if you defended Jonathan Gannon and you label yourself a supporter, you were supporting because the results were there. But your true gut as a football guy, all right, as a football man, as a football in the trenches human that you are, you knew there was something fugazi about that man, right? This dominance defensively is a different attitude. This version of defense and dominance is real. You don't see the difference? You don't see how reliable this is compared to whatever you wanted to call that garbage crap that Gannon tried to do as a disciple? Please. And by the way, people talking about Gannon like he's so great out there in Arizona, the 6-6, 500 football team. I remember a few months back, Jonathan Gannon and the culture he said. Shove that right up your keister. Shove that right up your ass. I don't want to hear it. That dude's a clown. I shouldn't ever be thinking about Jonathan Gannon throughout this time of beautifulness. But I just need to compare it to what we've seen previously here because Vic Fangio is that special. Vic Fangio is that great that I need to just soak in it and understand where we are now compared to where we were. Not that where we have been has been abysmal. There was actually some self-reflection that happened before I started my cleaning process. You heard that correctly. Self-reflection. What I did, because I got a time hop over the weekend, and December 1st was actually 1 year at WIP. And it made me reflect that since I started, whether it was the other station or WIP, it's been mostly fantastic with Eagles football. Now, it also came with one of the worst collapses in the history of the franchise, but Super Bowl appearance, now this team looks this good. They were 10-1 prior to the collapse, so there were 11 fun games outside of the Jets game, I guess. But still, see where I'm going here? And now we are set up with Jalen Carter, who barely has a cup of coffee in this league yet. Now we have Cooper DeJean picking up Derrick Henry in his first year and throwing him through the ground. He actually picked him up, and where they met for contact, Derrick Henry was 5 yards back. Nobody, and I mean nobody, does that. I don't even know if B-Dawk in his prime. Well, come on now, Brodes. Should I edit that out? But Coop doing it rookie year? That's insane! Insane! Insane. Insane! And Quinyon Mitchell, he's just locked down. Straight up locked down. So where's this going? I'll tell you where it's going. It's staying right here. We're lucky. We should appreciate it. It needs to end in what it needs to end with. But it doesn't mean I can't really appreciate the fact that they went into Baltimore when everybody ruled it out as a win because math says they have to lose eventually. Math says that this is the game they're probably going to fail. They don't fail. They don't fail. No one can keep up with this pace. I'm trying to explain it to you. It is so draining. There isn't people who are on this planet who have it in them to maintain a decent amount of effort for 4 quarters against Mekhi Becton, Lane Johnson, Cam Jurgens. They just lost a Hall of Famer. This is no knock on Jason Kelce. I want you to understand where this is trending with youth and how they're able to just turn the page and still be this competitive. It needs to end with what it needs to end in, but I also can't not realize and not appreciate sustained success to a high level year in and year out and never having a blind spot. You just lost a Hall of Famer. This might be the best offensive line I've seen. And they are compared to some great offensive lines. Organizations can't do this. They can't even find the Hall of Famer, let alone not skip a beat the second he leaves. You don't skip a beat the same year Fletch leaves, Jalen Carter. This isn't real. But yes, it needs to end in what it needs to end with for it all to be tied together nicely. That is very, 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 very important. All right, now we are going to go to the Anytime Hotline. Real quickly, though, my friends at Garage Beer, they have the best beer. There is nothing better that touches your lips in life than Garage Beer. It is 0% IPA. It is 100% light beer. It's 1,000% quality. When your boys and your friends are watching football and you stroll in with the Garage Beer case on your shoulders, they say, fuck, that guy's cool. And that can be you. DrinkGarageBeer.com. Check out the information down below. All right, let's take some calls on the hotline. Let's do it.
Yo, what's up, Brodes? I heard you say you don't even know if there are words to describe Jalen Carter. Well, I got 2 words. Aaron Donald. Because I feel like this guy needs to be triple teamed almost every single play. You could throw one man at him, but that's only if you want to see what your quarterback does when his offensive line gets completely pancaked. You could throw a double at him, but he's probably going to beat that too. You probably got to throw triples at this guy. He feels like he is on that type of path. Like, I don't know who else to compare him to. He's damn near unblockable. And then you've got, that creates success for everybody. I feel like I've been seeing more snaps out of Jordan Davis. Nolan Smith is getting sacks. I feel like he's been somebody that we've had a lot of questions about. This whole front 4 is completely unlocked by Jalen Carter just being an absolute beast week in, week out. The only guy I feel like has been quiet is like Josh Sweat. Haven't seen that much from him this year. But if the whole line is being productive, then what do we have to complain about? And then we've just got dogs in the secondary. This defense is so good. And it's so good. I hope Vic Fangio never retires. I hope this man has another decade in him because it's so fun to watch and it's so stress-free. And as much as Jonathan Gannon had that whole 70-sack season thing under his belt, I've never been so sure of a defense as this one. And it's not just the names that we have on it. It's just the way that they play and the way that we've developed guys like Zach Baum. We're looking at Carolina on Sunday. Here's how I feel, bros. I'm not worried about winning. I'm worried about winning better than the Chiefs did. I need us to separate from these other upper echelon teams.
Oh, interesting. So now, instead of it just being about let's go snag the spot from the Lions, which we still need to do, and we need some help from the Lions, but there's no doubt about it, they are scared. They see plenty of fear when they see the Eagles, if that even makes even a little bit of sense. They're scared. Oh, they're scared. And the Eagles smell blood, for sure. So I believe it's going to happen. It's just about when it happens, more so than anything else. So now you're worried about them winning better than the Chiefs, and now you're looking at other AFC teams, whether it's the Bills and what they did with the snow game on Sunday Night Football and bent over the 49ers, and Cook was running and dancing all over the place out there. Football is just so much better with that type of environment. I don't know if I need it to be anything other than what it's been. And by the way, Josh Sweat is balling out this year. That's one big thing that I will disagree with. Josh Sweat's been balling. Josh Sweat's been balling. Where was I there? Oh, how it looks against Carolina. Yeah. First off, the whole Bryce Young, this last game that just happened was pretty ridiculous. They played the Kansas City Chiefs tough, as you mentioned. I don't care if it looks the way that it looked against Baltimore, because it would make sense if that's the case, because that's what they do. I don't know what it looks like early. The Panthers have been competing the last couple of weeks. I just need it to be what they are, who they have become. Let me see the second half. You start to dominate. The tables turn. You put up 7. You're up by 5. Now you're up by 8. Now you're up by whatever. You're destroying them. I don't expect Bryce Young and that offense to do much. So it's not as if they're going to put up a 30-burger or a 40-burger on this defense, and you got to play that shootout game. The defense is going to hold them to a respectful number. As long as your trenches dominate offensively, then Saquon efficiently runs the way he does, that's just how I want it to be. Doesn't need to be a win by 40, a win by 50. If they do, that'd be great. They put up 52 and they do something that the Lions were doing throughout their spurt where it had a little bit more pop, then, of course, I'm going to lose my mind and it's going to be a fantastic post-game show and we're going to have a hell of a week. But at this point, I just need it to be who they are. If they win again in dominant fashion by the end of the 4 quarters, but the scoreboard doesn't necessarily say that, but the eye test was dominant and, they win by 6 or they win by 5 or they win by 4, but it's straight dominance in a way, right? Because this game against the Baltimore Ravens, the scoreboard doesn't reflect how the game played out in my eyes. We'll see what happens. But I don't even talk about accidentally falling asleep against a team like this. I don't think that's who they are. So I don't even have to discuss it. I don't even have to bring it up. Doesn't matter. Let's go back to the phones.
Hey, Brodes, just wanted to call in and say I think the Birds, on defense played a really good game yesterday. I think the offense lacked a little bit up until the end there. But I want to say the Birds only won because Justin Tucker kind of stunk last night. I don't know if this is a hot take. Maybe the defense doesn't play as conservative at the very end and let up that touchdown if they're only down by 5 because Tucker made his previous kicks. But I do think that it could have been a better win, although a W in the win column is a win. So I think we have that to, go on. Let's say go Birds. We have 4 out of 5 home games coming up, so should be good stuff.
I appreciate the phone call. I really, really, really do. But I don't think they only won because of Justin Tucker stinking. Justin Tucker stinks. That's been a problem prior to this game. Let me get this question out there. If a secondary's bad, and then you beat up on the other team because you target their secondary with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, would your takeaway be that, well, you only won because that team has a bad secondary, and your kicking game works and their kicking game doesn't? That's part of their poor play. That's part of them not being good enough to be a serious contender. That's a flaw. And part of your plan as a defense heading into the week is if you make plays to force them into super long field goals that are 50-plus yards, Justin Tucker's not capable. You game plan strategically throughout that, yes, but it's not unlucky when the roster and the tape and all the film that you see shows that he's not good here. So that goes into your X's and O's, that goes into your strategy. You take advantage of that, you are better. Because, once again, that would almost devalue what Saquon did. That would devalue what Cooper DeJean did, what Quinyon Mitchell did to Flowers, what Jalen Carter did. If we're strictly saying this game was won and lost because of Justin Tucker, then you're devaluing how this offensive line wears the other teams down and how gruesome that is. That's real. That's why they won. That's why the Ravens lost. They got pushed around big time. It's funny. I was scrolling on TikTok, and there were some Ravens fans that were leaving the stadium that kept popping up on my feed, and it was nonstop. I can't believe I have to admit this right now, but the Eagles just kicked our ass. The Eagles just brought this intensity. The Ravens got pushed around like they were children. That's why the Eagles won the football game, because they have it in them to go do that and punish a team that's as strong as Baltimore is. They picked up Derrick Henry and pushed him back 5 yards. That's not real. That doesn't happen. So, all right, everybody, that's going to do it here. I love you guys to death. Thank you all so much for the crazy love and support. Let's continue to watch greatness here, and I appreciate it. Not me and the show being greatness, the Philadelphia Eagles. That is, this show sucks. You're sick in the head for watching it. Love you guys to death. See you on the next one.